Alrighty guys, well, welcome back to the channel. We are finally ready to start working on the Duramax square body again. I've got enough done on the green truck now. There's only a few other things I really want to do on that, but winter's coming and I would like to get this in the garage before the snow flies. So we've got a whole laundry list of stuff that needs to happen on this, but in order to get it in the garage, I think we really need brakes because we're gonna have to pull it on the trailer and then back it off the trailer into the garage because it's a slight uphill into my garage. So we definitely, I think, are gonna need brakes. Either way, the brakes got to be done whether we do them now or do them before we take it out for driving. So the biggest thing, the front brakes are probably going to be all right. The back brakes though, when we picked it up in Nevada, I stepped on the brakes a few times and we had a puddle of brake fluid underneath the one wheel back here. So it definitely needs a wheel cylinder there. If we're going in, we're going to do shoes, wheel cylinder, everything inside the drum, wheel seals. We'll tear the bearings apart, we'll clean the hubs out, and then we'll do an emergency brake cable as well. So let's jump back here and we'll get going on it. Okay, so it's a round nut in there with 6 grooves and little bend over tabbies, and somebody really went to town with the silicone here. So get these little tabs out of the way. See, that's why you don't use silicone, people, because what squeezes out on the outside also squeezes out on the inside. If you gotta use silicone, use as little as you can. Okay. I think it's just this one. Wow, that wasn't very tight. Somebody likes living on the edge. Okay. I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse, but the square body Chevys utilize the 14-bolt axle, which, depending on who you talk to, people rave about this axle. I don't know why, because when you pull this off, the outer wheel bearing won't fall out of it because all your races and bearings and everything have to be loaded from the inside. It's not like a regular like Dana Spicer axle where you undo your nuts and then that outer wheel bearing comes out and the hub comes off and then your seal and your inner bearing come out from the inside. Everything has to be loaded from the inside. There's a big snap ring behind this bearing race. I'll show you when we get in there. We're not going to deal with that now. I'm going to hurry and get these brakes done, and then we'll go tear this thing apart, clean it all out, put a new seal in it, and put it back together. So, my personal opinion, it's very over-engineered for what it needs to be. So, anyway, we'll get this out of here, and we'll go throw this in the garage in the drain pan. All right, I gave up on the time lapse because, you know, there's 50 springs in here, and I've already done the other side. So you think this side would be a little easier. No, they're still a pain. So we've gotten the new shoes on here. I cleaned everything up, put a wheel cylinder in there, got the e-brake cable fished in there, tightened up. So we should be good on the foundation brakes here. I'll go get the hub cleaned up now. I've got to go run do some stuff. It'll be a minute for you guys. So let me jump in there. We'll get that hub all tore apart, cleaned out, new wheel seal in there. And then we should be ready to put this thing back together. And then we'll get this routed up where it needs to go here. And then the back brakes should be done. And we can tear into the front brakes, or at least pull the wheels off and make sure everything looks good. We'll probably throw some calipers on. They're not too pricey. Just make sure they're all up to snuff. So we'll catch you back here in a minute. All right, we got this hub flipped over. I'm gonna dry this seal out. Probably not the most ideal way to do it is hitting on the bearing, but sure is much easier. Okay, there's the inner bearing. We'll get that cleaned up. And then this, the outer bearing, there's a snap ring that retains the bearing, but it has to come out this way. So I'll show you guys in a second here. So as you can see, this outer bearing won't come out through the end of this hub because it's retained with the casting, which is the most idiot thing I've ever seen. So this snap ring is on the back side of the race, and once you pull that snap ring out, you can drive that inner race or the outer race towards the inside and get all this junk out of here, and then you put it all back together the same way. It's terrible. So I'm gonna get this knocked out of here. We'll get this cleaned up, put it all back together, put a new seal in it, and we'll get it thrown on the wheel end back there. I'll meet you out there in a minute. All right, I got the spindle all wiped down, cleaned up, threads cleaned out. We're ready to go together. I've got all the nuts, lock washers, and everything ready. So why don't we just quit talking about it? And we'll do it. That seemed, it doesn't seem right. Maybe it does, I don't know. Okay, we're back. Just had to double check that seal because it didn't feel like it had any resistance going over this part where it seals. Usually there's a little bit of resistance. So, it should be right. Okay, let's grab these. We'll start putting this thing together. Okay, I'll go get the dial indicator. We'll check this, make sure we got enough, and then we'll throw the axle back in this thing. Should be good to go. All right, we got this flange here all wiped down and cleaned. Checked our end play. End play's about 3 thou. Got our lock tab locked into the outer nut. And I got some silicone on here. So get this put in there and we've about got her. All right, well that's together. I'm gonna adjust the brakes on the back, top off the axle with fluid. We'll get that cable thrown up to where it needs to go. That's probably about all you're gonna see on this video. I'm gonna do the front brakes, but by the time that I get the wheel and everything thrown back on the back end and get this front end off the ground and started there, it's gonna be dark. So I'll probably have to wait till another video, but it's coming along. Rear brakes, I've been avoiding those for a minute. Front brakes shouldn't be too bad. Haven't decided if I'm gonna tear the front end apart here or get my calipers and everything on and bled so I can at least get it in the shop, and we can do all that later. But yeah, we got a lot to do on this thing. We need to get it in the garage. The engine, let's see if I can do this one-handed. So we got the engine in here, and I've been looking. I haven't decided quite what I'm gonna do on the radiator. I mean, the air-to-air would be nice, but it would also be nice to run the mechanical fan, and it's just, I mean, it grazes this. I'd really like to get this all moved forward and everything trimmed back. If I could get an inch of clearance between the fan and the radiator, that would be plenty, but I don't want to cut into this core support. So I'm half tempted to run the big block radiator. I can get a 4-core big block radiator and then just run this thing with a liquid to air cooler instead of an air to air, and we can mount that. I mean, we can mount that in so many places. We can mount an air to air or the liquid to air somewhere here and get it all situated, run a pipe across the top here. I don't know, it all needs to be looked at and figured out what we need to do. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, all that funky jazz you're supposed to do on YouTube. But yes, the winter snow's coming, and I'm really pushing to get this inside the garage before the snow goes. So follow along if you really want to see this thing going, because it's going to starting to get worked on now. So we'll see you guys in the next one.